Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this graveyard session. There'll be no sleeping today. There's too much good stuff to hear about. I've noticed there's at least 7 of my friends in the audience, 3 children, 5 colleagues, half have paid it. So the 8 of you who I don't know, happy to meet you later. About a year ago, 4 of us registered a small private company, named it Harena Resources. The objective was to seek out mineral deposit opportunities in Madagascar. We assessed a few gold and other opportunities and couldn't land on anything specific. Then we found a project held by a company in Singapore that was under financial stress, and we started following it. Who would have thought that a little private entity could hook a huge elephant and land it? In case anyone is wondering, the name Harena in Malagasy language means an abundance of wealth. So today we're introducing to the forum the Ampasindava ionic clay rare earth deposit and the opportunities it'll bring. I'm very excited about this project and how it slots into the world's massive transformation into sustainable electrification. There couldn't be a better time to bring a project of advanced critical minerals into the market. The ionic clay rare earth deposit has one of the largest defined resources in the world outside of China. The interesting part of the story is that this project is development ready, with significant test work being completed. The location is excellent, the ore body is amenable to heap leach operations and will facilitate an environmentally responsible operation with huge benefits for an area that is economically challenged. A huge amount of work has been completed and the project database is impressive. Most of this work has been carried out by premium consultants such as SGS's Canada and Bear Dalby Australia, amongst others. The project has a defined, measured, indicated, and inferred ionic clay-hosted resource of 628 million tonnes at 895 parts per million total rare earth oxides. Outside of China, there are currently 3 significant sized ionic clay rare earth deposits in the world. Serra Verde in Brazil, in private hands, currently being developed. Makuutu in Uganda, held 60% by ASX-listed ionic rare earths, and also moving towards development, and Ampasindava in Madagascar. In addition, the project hosts an abundance of magnet minerals and can expect a basket price for products of around $75 to $85 a kilogram. This NI 43101 resource was last updated by SGS Canada in 2022, barely a year ago. Ionic clays are distinguished by their relative ease of extraction, low capital and working costs, and also the reduced exposure to radionuclides compared to hard rock deposits. Of note here, the average thickness of the mineralized clays at 6 meters facilitates flexible mining, efficient capital application, and modest operating costs. The project is based in northwest Madagascar. One doesn't think of Madagascar as a mining destination. In fact, mining has been occurring there for hundreds of years. A local queen was having her minions mine gold for her at several hidden mines. We're still looking for some of them. Rio Tinto has more recently been operating the QIT ilmenite mine and is considering doubling their production. Base Resources, a local company in Perth, is developing the Toliara Sands project at a cost of about $1 billion. And of course, the big elephant is the Ambatovi laterite nickel mine, which has been operating for 15 years or so. The Ministry of Mines of Madagascar is releasing a new mining code this quarter. This will bring more certainty to the industry and facilitate more follow-on foreign direct investment. On a recent visit to the country, we were made to feel very welcome by the Ministry of Mines, the Cadastre Office, the BCMM, and the Environmental Compliance Agency. The ore body is amenable to a low-impact operation where about 1 to 2 meters of overburden and capping is removed to access the clays. They're put on the side. The clays are then trucked to a heap leach farm where they are agglomerated and stacked into heaps. Pipes are laid on top. The heaps are irrigated with a 2-stage leaching process, initially seawater, which is right next door, and a weak ammonium sulfate solution. The heaps then get cleaned and taken back, and the rare earth elements are precipitated, concentrates dispatched to refineries elsewhere and processed. Rare earths are not rare. In fact, they're quite abundant. However, those that can be extracted from the host rock without excessive energy and input are quite rare. This is what distinguishes ionic clay deposits. The rare earth metals are bonded to the clay by an electric charge, an ionic exchange, as they say, a linkage formed by the electrostatic attraction between oppositely charged ions. So the plus and the minus pulls the rare earths into the clay, it puts them on the edge of it, and when you wash it out with a light salt, it then releases into the fluids. In addition, their costs are much lower. There's no blasting, no milling. The deposits are large and they're very close to surface. The island of Madagascar is rich with biodiversity and home to many endangered fauna and flora. Our intention is to develop a temporary and transient operation that, while it creates wealth and opportunity, doesn't do so at the expense of the environment. The deposit at Ampasindava will be processed using the saltwater heap leach facility, and after that the heaps will be flushed with clean water, fresh water, and returned to the cavities where they were mined. The topsoil will be replaced and the mined out area naturally rehabilitated to its original state. There will be no tailings, no waste dumps. There will be very limited infrastructure. All the roads will be rehabilitated. You will virtually not know there was a mine there at all. Now, you cannot operate mining projects successfully unless you bring your stakeholders along with you. One has to demonstrate value creation across the business model and not just to a select few. The 4 stakeholder groups in African mining projects invariably are the pillars that support successful wealth creation, and that must be shared amongst them. Those 4 there are the most important. We don't distinguish between any of them being better, but when you share wealth amongst them all, the project moves forward successfully. At Ampasindava, we were recently surprised to find a ready and able workforce, in spite of not having been paid for more than a year. A supportive local community who hadn't had any work for more than 2 years, and in Antananarivo, a government that is interested, invested, and welcoming. Across Africa, our operating philosophy is always local first, regional second, and national third. The international and expatriate engagement of skills and staff is always a last resort. Harena Resources has a highly experienced board. The site staff are experienced and skilled. The chief geologist, Michael Bajoma, has worked on the project for 12 years. He also teaches geology at the University of Antananarivo, and every week he flies out there, back to the city, teaches, and comes back to site at the weekends and works when necessary. I'm sure we'll have to make an arrangement with him about that. Our future plans to make a presence in country as soon as we can, at site, get work going, to demonstrate and validate our investment and our commitment, and put forward our development plans once we have entered a market such as the ASX or other, which we're planning to do during the half 2 of this year. In summary, the Ampasindava project is large, it's impressive. It has a great mix of the great magnet rare earths. The NdPr ratio is 27%. It's an advanced project. It's ready to go. We have the people. Australia has the skill set and the capital. This is the time. Thank you.